everybody, it's Marla.
And I'm Emily.
And we want you to mansplain baseball elsewhere.
Yay. So, what do you got in your cup this week?
Well, I don't have one this week, but I have a can.
Ooh.
And it's Southern Tier IPA. Um,
One
I'm pretty
of us. One of us.
I'm pretty sure there are like main breweries in New York. Yeah, Lakewood, New
Oh.
York. But they have like a brewery restaurant situation in Pittsburgh in the city. It's like right near the Pirates Stadium. So and I haven't been there obviously in over a year, but soon we'll get there. But in the meantime, the cans will suffice. And I'm going to toast to, this is so random. I'm going to toast to TJ Maxx this week for having cute kitchen organization stuff and things to help me organize my life because some things might be a mess. It might be out of my control. But you know what? My fridge is cleaner than it's ever fucking been. So that's where I'm at this week.
That is
Controlling what I
amazing.
can.
I texted you about I found this perfect dish for dipping French bread
Mm-hmm.
or bread for French toast in, and I was like, this is amazing because it has to be like a little shallow dish, and they say maybe a pie pan, but I was like, Anyway, come to find out, it's a microwave plate that my parents got for their wedding gift, one of their wedding gifts in 1983.
And it still
Who
looks
knew?
good.
I mean, it's phenomenal. It has like this little handle. Anyway, but who knew they might microwave plates? I was very confused. And I was like, well, most of the plates weren't microwave safe. Like, you can't just stick
Yeah.
anything in the microwave.
I guess when a microwave is invented and everybody was like, what the fuck is that? Uh,
And
you
I
got
like
a
was
special
looking at
plate?
her like she was silly. And then I thought, this is how, if I ever have kids, they're going to look at like cassettes or VHS tapes and be like, what?
What did I get out? I was getting something out. I forget if it was a VHS or if it was a cassette, but it was something like that. Uh, Out of like a tote one time, and my kid looked at it and was like, "What is that?"
Like,
I was just like, "Go to your room." No.
yeah.
Uh,
Floppy disk, like whatever. Like you can't just pull movies out of the
why do you
sky
have a
in the
save
cloud.
icon,
Yeah.
honey?
Um Hashtag not a pound sign. Anyway, so I am toasting with Boda Box, some kind of I think it's a Nighthawk Boda Box. You know.
Yeah.
It's that kind of Tuesday, Monday. But I am toasting to the super regionals, which have indeed been super. There were a couple series that went to 3 games. Number one, Arkansas got kicked off. It was nice. Um, yeah. So I just it helped. It was an ACC team, even though I hate NC State. But it's always nice to see the number one go down, no matter who they are. So, um, and then there were a lot of like legendary coaches this year that retired, like Paul Maneri from LSU and stuff. So it was um, even in the Vandy matchup, which Vandy won versus ECU, which we knew they would, but ECU put up a good showing. I didn't realize our coach, oh God, I'm becoming one of them,
Okay.
started his coaching career at Vandy. So like the little human interest stories were kind of cute.
Oh,
So.
that's cute.
And like UVA and Dallas Baptist, nobody was home. They had to play a neutral site because neither of them put it in to host. So like they had to be pre-approved sites because of COVID year. And so
No
it's
belief.
like, did y'all just not think you were gonna make it?
Wow.
Or but
Got
little plug that we swept UVA. Now they're going to College World Series. So it's almost like where they are too, right?
there
Yeah.
you go.
Okay. Um
Transit property.
yeah.
Sounds like that
Math
tournament's gonna be
pod.
kick-ass. Not a math
Um
pod.
who else is kick ass is Odicci. I probably mispronounced her first name, Alexander.
The Odyssey?
Odyssey?
I don't know.
Odyssey makes sense. Um, yes, Miss Alexander from JMU,
Hmm?
apparently Ashlyn's
Oh
grandma's
yes.
alma mater. Um, which I found that interesting because they're covering softball more and more
Hmm.
widespread. And then we knew JMU was making a run, but then they like super covered Miss Alexander, which was super awesome. And I found it just interesting because it popped up right after we talked about it.
Yeah. Even like I saw like cut four and like I think maybe the MLB Twitter page, if I
Mm-hmm.
remember correctly, we're talking about her. Like that's
Yes.
fucking awesome.
I told the Braves because let's be honest, we
There
can
you
all
go.
use more pitching. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so this I found interesting on the official JMU site. She's listed as a redshirt senior because it's her COVID year.
Hmm.
So like I'm like, but they list them as redshirt anyway.
I don't think I've ever heard of a red shirt senior before.
No, but
COVID got us all fucked
anyway,
up.
COVID's weird. She was raised by her grandparents, Washington and Emily. So
Oh,
that's cool. Um, and she has two older brothers, and one actually played Division I basketball. So this isn't about him. And she has two younger sisters. She also was on varsity or basketball and volleyball teams in high school.
wow.
Um,
That's busy. Isn't
yeah.
volleyball in winter too? Maybe it depends on where you are.
So for here, and she was raised in Virginia. Softball is a spring sport,
Right. But
but
we
they
had,
would
I mean,
overlap. Yeah, basketball and volleyball overlap.
yeah. I mean, like my school didn't have volleyball. We weren't big enough, but I thought that was a winter sport. But I mean, you can do two at a time. It's just hard.
Yeah,
That's
well,
dedication.
that's why she's a kick-ass lady.
Yeah.
She started playing softball at age 7, and she didn't start pitching until age 10 because she had to watch a lot of YouTube first to teach herself how to pitch.
That's
And
awesome.
she literally, I'm sure she practiced with other people, but most of her practice was throwing it against the wall at her grandparents' house.
Hmm.
Hopefully, an outside wall.
Been there.
Um, but she literally watched a lot of YouTube. Also makes me feel old as fuck that someone who is coaching or pitching as a redshirt senior in the college women's college world series could watch YouTube
At 10.
at 10.
Christ.
Because I don't know, I'm late to everything, but I feel like YouTube, I'm like, no, that's like still fairly new. No, it's not,
Yeah.
Emily. Anyway, this isn't about me. So she was playing softball, pitching since age 10. She was playing in high school, and they went to play this other team that doesn't even matter. And the JMU coach was there scouting the pitchers from the other team.
Ooh.
And he saw Alexander pitching. And he was like, never mind, I want her. So he didn't even extend a scholarship offer to the other pitcher. I guess he probably did whatever they do recruiting and extended one to her. And I guess it was right after her junior year or during her junior year. And she signed. And he said a lot of people weren't noticing her. And then that summer before her senior year of high school, she played on a travel ball team, and a lot more people were noticing her and everything. So JMU's like, we feel really lucky to have gotten her like
Yeah.
before everyone else took notice,
Get
kind of
there
thing.
early.
And like by pure fate or destiny or whatever you believe in, because they weren't even there to like look at her, and they were so impressed. Which they should be. She's gotten, I think it's the Colonial Athletic Association, CAA, Pitcher of the Week multiple times, too many lists. She got the Player of the Year twice for conference, Rookie of the Year for the conference, All Conference First Team, USA Softball Collegiate Player of the Week, and led the Dukes to their first Women's College World Series. I wonder why the female teams aren't called the Duchesses.
That's a good question.
You know what? I think I might write James Madison. Also, why are they called the Dukes at all? Because James Madison was a founding father, and you would think he didn't like royalty. But I'm sure there's a story behind it.
I have no idea. I'm going to think way
If
too hard
somebody
about
knows
that now.
that story, add us, let us know. Um, anyway, so their turning run was, so she pitched against Oklahoma, who's like
Crazy
softball
guy.
royalty, and held them to a season low 3 runs. So
Jeez.
JMU upset them. Then she beat Oklahoma State 2-1, pitched the entire game, and this was the highlight that made its rounds a lot. She was pitching underhand, obviously. Like the girl for Oklahoma State hit it right back to her, and she like dove and tagged out the girl going for home. So like just the
Crazy.
state of mind, it wasn't like
So
playing like normal pitcher defense where okay we got to throw to first whatever. She just like dove and got the girl like going for home.
yeah. It and it's bang bang. Like,
Yeah,
oof, damn. The
yeah. So you
reflexes.
should look it up. Odyssey actually makes sense. Odicci Alexander.
Unless it's Odicci. I'm not sure. We should probably look that up.
I should have looked it up before this. I really should have.
Let's call her a bad bitch. So
Yeah, she's a bad bitch. They got knocked, and then they ended up getting knocked out of the Women's College World Series by Oklahoma. But I mean, there's no shame in that. That's like
yeah,
losing to, I don't know,
that's
the
like losing
Patriots
in
back
a
when Tom Brady
championship
was
series to
there.
the Dodgers. So it's fine.
Right. Like, we lost to the Dodgers, but then they won the World Series. So, like, I'm not
In the
that
second.
salty about it yet. Um, she's already been signed with the U.S. Senior Softball Association, Pride, which I guess is like the Professional Softball Association, one of
Yeah,
them. Miracle.
Pride used to be in the National Pro Fast Pitch League, but then I think last year, or I guess the year before, was their first year not in the NPF. They like moved to their own thing. So, but yeah, Pride is like most of the women that are on like the USA team are on Pride. So it's fucking
Which is
good
bullshit
team.
because let me tell you about this. This is my little activist moments for the day. The salary cap for each team is $175,000.
Oh yeah,
There's a lot of softball players.
it was like 150 like 3 years ago. So it's gone
The,
up.
the minimum salary is 3,000, but most players make 5 to 6,000. So once again, we're in the spot where you can say, oh, you're bullshit about professional women athletes are never going to get paid as much as like LeBron or whatever. Okay. Still bullshit, but okay. But to be paid $5 to $6,000 where like, you literally don't even have a livable wage. You
No.
still have to have a different job
Mm-hmm. We
while
said the
playing
same thing
professional sports.
with the NWHL. You know, there was women that were teachers and doctors and shit, and that's one of the reasons we said too. There's such an age disparity in women's sports because the pool of women who are privileged enough and have the time and the spare money coming from another resource to be able to leave for months at a time and go play a sport, that pool is so much smaller
And also,
that
you think about now that you said that leave at for months at a time. Like my job, I can't leave for months at a time.
yeah.
So even if you're lucky enough to have another job that does support you financially, where are you going to find work that you can just be like, I'm out?
Mm-hmm. So it's, I mean, you got to have a real understanding boss or work for yourself.
Right.
So,
Now, are we going to leap from $5,000 to 5 million? Probably not. But let's at least give these people a livable wage.
but the women's softball series had almost as many viewers as the men's did, whatever.
Right.
So it's almost as if when you make things accessible, that people will come to it. If you
Yes.
build it, they will come. Maybe I'll put that on a t-shirt. That sounds like a
That seems
memorable
like a good
phrase.
catchphrase.
I
Yeah.
like it. We'll keep that one. Call me crazy, but I think it might apply here.
Now, speaking of bullshit men, I know you, and especially you and Ashland, I kind of try to stay off Twitter as much as I could. I had one bullshit one yesterday, but it's not even worth mentioning. Eric
Yeah,
Eric
the
Penis was especially painful.
the mansplaining this week. Honestly, we could have done a whole entire ass show just like reading and rating these tweets. Um, but I made a tweet. There was a screenshot, or I screenshotted a quote that Tatis said that he wanted to be the Dominican Derek Jeter.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
and I said, well, damn, I thought he wanted to be good because fuck the Yankees, fuck Derek Jeter. I'm a Braves fan. I don't give a fuck. And yeah, I know he's in the Hall of Fame. I'm still gonna talk shit. Uh, and it pissed off so many people. For like 5 days, my mentions were blowing
But
up.
it's also obviously a joke.
Right. And like,
And
I
then
mean, I'm
also if
serious, but
someone put
it's in
up
a joking manner. Like, it's not like
like
I'm
if
saying, oh, he was
Arenado
great.
said I want to be the St. Louis Chipper Jones, like, and someone was like, "Oh, I thought he wanted to be good," I'd be like,
Yeah, we'd
"Okay,
laugh and
you're
move on.
dumb," but I'd move on with my life. I'm not going to argue with you for 5 days about it.
Yeah. Like, and this guy, I have so many receipts, y'all. It's crazy. I'm trying to find the one that was the best. I know more
Also,
about
if you're
baseball
going
than
to
you
come
can
for people,
ever
don't
dream of.
delete your tweets. Don't delete your tweets.
No, you better stand by the shit that you said. This guy said, I will test my knowledge against anyone. You're automatically eliminated as I need people worthy that I can debate, which big galaxy brain energy. Thank you, sir, for gracing us with your presence in this world. Sorry that I
And
don't
then, of
live up
course,
to
he
your
moved
standards.
on with he's forgotten more about baseball than we'll ever know. Bullshit.
And he, like, saying that I'm only being a bitch because he's old. And I'm like, bro, I can't even listen. If you think I like zoomed in on your fucking profile picture before you started mouthing off and I clapped back, I don't give a fuck how old you are. I listen to old men talk about baseball practically for a living. It's not that you're old, it's that you're a condescending twat. So stop it.
And
Like,
also, he was like, "You need to put away the stats, nerdy Marla." One, nerdy is not rude to us. Like, we embrace that.
first of all,
Two, he clearly has never listened to our pod because half the time we're like, I would like, or looked at our Homer draft picks. We're just like, we feel like this guy's hot today. I can't tell you why, but he's doing really good. So go him. Like, those intangibles.
yeah. And it definitely wasn't just him, but he was the main one. And he said Jeter was a great baseball player where statistics didn't define him. What in the unholy fuck does that mean?
But that's literally
He was good at lacing his cleats, I guess, because there's
right.
no statistic for that. And like he was like, well, the DRS wasn't until 2003. He was great before that. And like, yeah, that Sunday that I ate before I started counting my calories, that wasn't actually high in calories too. So
Yeah, no, I'm
that
gonna go get Zaxby's, but I'm not starting the diet till tomorrow. So Zaxby's isn't
yeah,
actually bad tonight.
so it's actually great, actually.
Yeah, it's super healthy. Um,
And oh, there was another one. I can't remember if it was that tweet even. I mean, there was a lot of people saying like that I was an idiot and whatever. And I mean, yeah, I am, but like not because of that tweet. Not
yeah,
because of that in particular. A lot of people bitching at me that I was too young to understand, but I am almost 30. Like,
come on.
yeah, not great. I had another guy I said something to, and then he deleted his account. So
You know
wasn't even that
who? I wish somebody would mansplain to us though. Not really. Don't do it. Um,
peril.
why the Braves are braving right now?
Um, I don't want to say barf, but like it might apply.
Now, I will say the highlight was of my week might have been Ian Anderson was named number 10 on the top 25 pitchers under 25 by MLB
Yeah.
Network. So, he's still getting respect, and he pitched one hell of a game against the Phillies, which we subsequently blew for him.
He got DeGrommed
Yeah,
again, didn't he? Wasn't he? I mean, I feel like we've done it several times
yeah.
this year, but I know specifically a few weeks ago we said, I think, or maybe that was Max. It might have been
That
Max.
was
He's
Max.
doing it
Because
all over the
Ian
place.
had a couple, not even rough, just like, I mean, he hasn't even pitched a whole MLB season yet. But like, he's gotten back on track.
Crazy.
We did beat the Phillies on the 8th, 9-5, and we're like, yes, maybe this is when we turn it
Turning point
around.
this season.
And then we lost to them on the 9th. We were up 1-0, 1-0, 1-0 when I left the house. And then apparently in the 9th, I believe it was Will Smith, excuse me if I'm wrong, walked somebody and then gave up a home run.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the Will Smith game.
So,
Got
yeah.
betrayed on 6-9, y'all. That's just not right. We
Yeah.
deserve that, damn it. We deserve to win that day.
We needed to win it. Then on the 10th, Ian pitched that fantastic game, which everyone on TV only seemed to be able to talk about Nola, who went 8 hitless, which is nice, but Ian went 7 hitless, or scoreless, sorry. They both went scoreless. They didn't go hitless. Anyway, and anyway, I think, not Nola. God, let me back up. Wheeler, because he heard us talking shit about him last week about not going deep, went scoreless for 8. That's our fault.
Dick.
Ian went scoreless for 7, did really good, basically handed it to the bullpen on a platter. We should have known better.
Don't fuck this up.
Because goes to extra innings. Great. In the 10th, the Phillies scored 3 fucking runs in the 10th inning.
Craziness.
My thing is, if we're going to lose these games, just be a blowout in the first or something so I can go the fuck.
Don't waste my time. Damn
like, come on. On the 11th, we lost to the Marlins.
Yeah.
On the 12th, we lost to the Marlins. Adam Duvall getting his revenge. On the 13th, Ronnie hurt his pectoral muscle. So hopefully I don't know if he's back in honestly today or not. As we're recording this, we're losing 4-0 to the Red Sox. Cool. That's how I feel about life today. He is starting today. I just got a fantasy alert. So that's nice. So Ronnie's back. Some jackass on Twitter was like, on Sunday was like, oh, that's code for I need a day off and I'll be back Tuesday. Like, I don't know where this narrative came that he fakes injuries a lot, but if you ever watch him play, he's 1,000 times more physical than almost anyone else on the team.
He's going out all the fucking time. Even that game, I don't know when it was. I think it was in April at this point, but when he you could tell he was hurting his rib and he kept diving headfirst back into the bag, and I'm like, fucking stop that.
Stop it.
Hurt yourself. It's like talking to my toddler. Stop it.
That's actually what I was thinking. When your kid keeps climbing on the couch and you're like, get down!
Literally, you're already dove off of that once. Christ.
Yes. But we did win on Sunday, so that's nice. We didn't get swept. Luke Jackson, king reliever.
Elite.
1.19 ERA in 25 appearances.
That's insane.
Put him in the Hall of Fame now.
Please. I don't even get that clench that I used to when he used to come in, and he usually did really well, but it was a very stressful time.
Right.
I haven't even been getting that lately.
No.
Knock on all the wood.
Oh, all the wood.
We're gonna jinx everybody.
So he's been doing good. The Jays, the one game I paid attention to, they scored 18 on the Orioles.
Mm-hmm. And I think I didn't actually go back and look through every single game that has happened so far this season, but I think was our game against the Pirates when we scored 20, I think might have been the highest scoring game this season, and I feel like the Jays at 18 is second. And I'm just going to
go with it.
My head,
I'm sure somebody will tell us if we're wrong.
If I'm wrong, it's because I'm an idiot, so which we've established. But yeah, the Jays went off on that game at least. They lost the series to the White Sox 2-1. They won the middle game of that series. First game they lost 6-1. Second game they won 6-2, and then they lost 5-2 against the White Sox. Riley Adams, our catching prospect, that got caught up when Danny Jansen went on the IL, which he should be back, I think, the 18th. So hopefully. But anyway, Riley Adams came up, and the 8th was his first game, and he hit 108 mile per hour, almost home run. It bounced off the right, 2 feet down from the center field wall, and so that was awesome first hit for him, first MLB appearance. And also on the 8th, Robbie Ray became the first Jays pitcher with 12 strikeouts in a game since Marco Estrada on May 21st of 2017, and that was against Baltimore. So setting a record for the first time in 4 years. And then against the Red Sox, they split that series. The total runs scored in that series was 31 by the Jays, and the Sox only scored 14. But they managed to still win 2 games, which is great. I demand a rule where you could reallocate runs. If you get more than 15 runs in a game,
you can roll them over. Like how minutes used to be, like when singular existed or whatever, roll over those minutes.
Hello, call us, Manfred. But anyway, the other game they won that series,
but only in the same series, because I don't want people coming in here.
Yeah, no, nothing from months ago. No thanks.
Yeah, you can't be playing the Diamondbacks and then the Dodgers wipe the floor with the Diamondbacks and roll into our game with 7 runs already. That's bullshit.
Yeah. Vladdy Bo and Kevin Biggio homered all in the same game for the second
Oh,
time.
those are two different people. This wine is very strong. I was like, Vladdy Bo? Who's that?
No, Vladdy, Bo, and Kevin Biggio. They all homered in the same game for the second time on the 12th, and the first time they all did that in the same game was on the 11th. So records back to back. Even though they lost on the 11th, it's a 6-5. They still got 3 homers out of it. And that game on the 13th when they scored 18, the 8 home runs they scored was the most by any visiting team in Fenway Park history. So that was pretty cool. Vladdy made the monster his bitch this whole series, and it was awesome. It was so cool to watch.
Slim Daddy Vladdy.
Yes. And this week we are going. Actually, New York's going to Buffalo. The Yankees are going to Buffalo, to be specific, not the Mets. And then the Jays go to Baltimore. So it could be a very roller coaster week. We shall see. Although the Yankees aren't great either, so who knows? It's a toss-up.
Please don't jinx them right now. Yeah, so the Tigers kind of had a roller coastery week. We all had a better week than one of their relievers, but we'll get to that in a minute. They have 11 players earlier in the week, 11 players on the bereavement or IL list.
Oh, what happened? Someone's on bereavement.
So Candelario, who's actually been a nice surprise this year, went on the bereavement list, so he had to come back in and go on the IL, kind of like Adrianza did for the Braves, like to clear protocol. And I think now we've only had 2 men on the 40 men not actually play in Detroit. Normally, you don't have your whole 40-man roster cycle through the head club. But that's the Tiger way, baby. So we took a series from Seattle, won the first, lost the middle, won the third. The middle game on the 9th was very depressing because we got to the 11th. The Mariners scored 5 runs in the top of the 11th.
Damn.
And our home run king, Robbie Grossman, hit a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 11th, but that still left us 3 short. So
yeah, I can do that math.
So it was 4-4 going into 11th, and then it ended 9-6. So that
once again, wasting our time.
I think we got swept. We did get swept by the White Sox, so that's the down. On the 12th, we lost 15-2 because fucking Jose Urania was pitching.
Of course.
He allowed 7 earned runs, gave up 3 walks, and only had 1 strikeout.
Throw that man in a Great Lake. For God's sake.
Seriously. Then, you probably saw the breakdown from John Boy. Our reliever literally threw up on the mound. And subsequently got tossed back to AAA.
Better than pooping yourself. Which other people
Which apparently some people have done on the mound.
Yeah. So I'll give him that. But yeah, yikes.
Yeah. I didn't really look into it. I was at my parents this weekend. I don't know if he's like a brand new reliever and was super nervous, or like he was just like, this game's fucking imploding. We're losing 15-2.
Maybe he was like, fuck this. He stuck his finger back quick.
Like he asked to come out and they wouldn't take him out, and he was like, I'm gonna come out. I don't even know if he did come out after that. I hope so. Like, what do? Do you have to pause the game? The ground crew come out? Like,
someone bring out the sawdust and get the janitor to come down.
Yeah, and then I wasn't too mad that we lost on Sunday because it was against Rodon, who's had that no-hitter, and he's actually pretty good, even though he went to state. And Jonathan Scope got scratched with left-hand soreness, so I hope he's back soon because he's been one of our like really reliable kind of guys, like almost like an Ozzy kind of guy. Like most people outside the team don't really pay attention to him, but like
quietly awesome.
Yes. And then yesterday, shout out to Danielle Nelson, we beat the Royals. So I guess that's a
She's
really
cursing
big
you right now.
rivalry, and for some reason we seem to do really good against them, and the game just started. So hopefully we beat them again tonight, because I like giving people I know a hard time, and I can't do that to most NL East teams right now because
It's not pretty.
so I got to take my wins where I can get them. So that's that. They did have their number one prospect, Spencer Torkelson, moved up to Double A. So, yes, along with another one, and then the guy from ECU that we like on the high A team, his jersey is on the Facebook cover page. So we're hoping that means they have hope in them, because women will read into everything. You update your cover picture, we'll
they did it
think
for a
something
reason.
of it.
They didn't do it for shits and giggles.
Nope. So, it's also a hint to all our ML listeners: don't change your pictures if you don't want your woman asking questions. Okay?
Exactly.
Now, around the league, I have two things to discuss before I let you take the ball here.
Okay.
One, last Monday, the 14th, not the 14th, the 7th, there were only 3 MLB games.
Bullshit.
Which is even more bullshit if you're a minor league fan, because they take all the Mondays off this year for COVID. Because of COVID, they're playing these 6-game series. They take Mondays off to travel. So we have no minor league games to watch, and you only give us 3 major league games on Monday. We need something to lift our spirits on Monday.
What was I supposed to do? Work? I did.
Bullshit.
It felt gross. Hated it. Never doing that again.
It's crap. They should fire me just for that. Also, Sky Bolt, who went to the best university in the history of universities, North Carolina, you can take a drink, scored his first major league home run with the Oakland Athletics.
That's cute.
It was super cute because my mommy texted me about it. She was like, I know you'll be excited. Mention this on the show. They'll have to drink. So
that's adorable.
Anyway, yes. Now, what do you have for us?
Speaking of the Athletics, they are leading the AL West right now. They are 41-27, and they're 8-10. No, 8-2 in their last 10. That's how numbers work.
Because they called Sky Bolt up. Also, though, if you name your kid Sky Bolt, his mom's a former pageant queen.
He should have been a track.
He has to be good at some kind of athletic endeavor.
Yeah.
You can't be an accountant with the name Sky Bolt. He's also extremely handsome.
He's born for it.
Huh?
So it's like My Little Pony name. He was born for that shit.
Exactly.
Interesting. Their run differential is 24, and Houston, who is in second with 37-28, their run differential is 86.
So see if they could roll the runs.
Yes. See? It would all make sense.
Astros Ashland out if they could roll them.
As far as the AL Central goes, those goddamn White Sox are dominating everybody and making them say thank you for it. They are 41-25, and their run differential is 103. They're leading the league.
Mostly because they've played the Tigers a couple of times.
I guess that helps. I guess that when you have the Tigers and the Royals in the same division.
Maybe the Tigers aren't even the bottom of your division. The Twins are.
God, the Twins are so bad. Yeah, I'll just go down in order. So Cleveland, their run differential is -7. White Sox are the only ones with a positive one in this division. Kansas City, -38. Detroit, -64. And the Twins have -51.
I don't want to lose by 5 if we lose, though. No.
And then in the AL East, the Jays are right smack dab in the middle. Tampa Bay is leading 43-24. Their run differential is 87. The Red Sox are 40-27. Theirs is 30. And the Jays is 33-31. Theirs is 49 right now. Yankees are in fourth. Ow, hurt myself. They're at 33-32. So just above 500. It's good for them. Their run differential is -7. And the Orioles are 22-43. And their run differential is -69. Nice.
Yeah.
Sorry. Baltimore fans.
Yeah. My brother was wearing an Orioles jersey while we were at the beach, and I was like, "Well, they started the year right." And I'm like, "Yeah, they did have a sweep their opening weekend. They did do that."
They won those 3 games. Honestly, I feel the same way, especially like whenever I
This
wear
year's
Brave stuff around the city. I'm just like, God damn it, we suck
this
right now. I can't even brag about it.
I know, and this year's weird because like we've talked about all the high scoring games, and then on like the 13th there were 4 shutouts. So it's like you have these no hitters, you have all these shutouts, and then you have people who like are they juicing half the balls? You just don't know which ones.
Honestly, I wonder if they literally are. They're just like, here's chaos. And apparently they're gonna start cracking down more on the sticky stuff. We will see if that actually happens. I'm not holding my breath. I don't want them to. I don't care. But I think if they're gonna bitch and moan about it, they got to do something about it, and they have to actually do it to someone who a
It's
bigger
kind of
name.
important.
I don't want to say a pitcher that matters, but
I
like
mean, if
to
you
a
do
bigger
it to
name.
like say Tucker Davidson,
If you do it to
not
Charlie
saying he
Morton right
uses
now, no one's
sticky
gonna care.
stuff, but if you did it to Tucker Davidson right now, again, not saying he uses sticky stuff, who outside the Braves is going to notice?
Yeah.
If you call Garrett Cole or Trevor Bauer, Shane Bieber, whoever, again, we're not accusing them of anything, but if they are indeed found and you call those people out,
Yeah, that actually
that
sends
means,
a message.
yeah.
If that's their real goal instead of just fronting about things.
You know what else sent a message? Jock Peterson hit a home run against the Padres, and then he did a little Tatis stutter step.
God. These men are just looking out for a fight.
But also, wouldn't that be? I mean, I feel like Jock. I don't know. He looks scrappy.
I don't. My money's not on Tatis.
Yeah, I feel like Tatis. Plus, like Manny Machado's on your team, so you're probably gonna. He just seems like an angry individual.
Yeah, I think he is. So that would be interesting.
Anyway, yeah.
What was I saying? I don't know. But anyway, NL East, we don't care. That league or division doesn't actually matter until the Braves are out of third place. Mets. Okay, the
What's the most
Marlins.
horrific thing is we were at 500.
We are actually cursed. We cannot get over 500 to save our fucking lives. And I don't know what the hell it is. The Mets right now are on top of the division, which I think we all agreed before the season even started the Mets were going to be good this year. But god damn it, Steve, like don't make them that good.
I know. And
They're
well, my thing was I thought, well, I'm going to come out and say I thought the Mets would be better than the Mets normally are, but I thought they would still Mets it up.
yeah,
And
and
what's
there is still
weird is there
time,
seems to be a
but
lot of games that they are still Metsing it up, or like Lindor, he was being Metty,
yeah,
but
he
now
wasn't
it's
doing
like he
shit
found his
for like a month.
stride.
Weird. It's
It's
weird.
just, I don't like it. I don't want Mets to become a verb that means find a way to win.
Yeah,
I want you to
feels
keep
weird.
finding ways to lose.
I think Steve Cohen has hired a witch, so that's my prevailing theory. As far as the Central
How much does that
goes,
cost? Can we crowdfund one?
um, I think it depends on what type of witch you go for, and also maybe their experience. But I'll DM Steve and see what he says.
Okay.
See what the going rate around here is.
Okay.
Um,
And remember, we're in the Atlanta market, so it's probably cheaper
yeah.
than New York market, which
Ooh, I
is,
bet we could go to Louisiana and get some good like Cajun witches.
and
Not
also
Cajun.
hot sauce.
Ooh, hottest prospect coming right on up. Um, motorcycles, Bruce. I hope y'all heard that. That was not me. um,
That's okay. Marla had cabbage for supper.
oh my gosh, zucchini, not cabbage. Cubs are on top of the Central Division. Milwaukee,
Wait. I
Cincinnati.
just want to say, and it's still early, and I hope that I don't jinx them. But who's the one bitch who said the Cubs were going to be good this year?
Man,
Literally nobody thought it, and I said Rossi's going to find a way. Anyway, did you know Bill Murray watches? God, who's that Brave that coaches Little League for his son's team? Klesko.
Oh,
I guess like Bill Murray's neighbor's kid or something was on Klesko's like son's little league team for a long time. So Bill Murray, like when he's in Charleston, is just bored with life, comes down and watch little league games.
can you imagine? All the parents are freaking out, and the kids are like, "Who is that?"
Exactly.
Feeling very old this
Is that
episode.
not Scrooge in that new Christmas movie you made us watch?
God damn it. And the NL West, the Giants are still good. That's still a thing. They're holding out, man. 41-25. The Dodgers are in second. They're 40-26. San Diego's 38-30. The Rockies and then it's a big drop. The Rockies are 26-41 and the poor little Snakes are 20-47. Their City Connect jerseys are pretty fire. They're
They
not
are
like
amazing.
as good as the White Sox, I feel, but I like the snake.
We're not just saying that because they follow us on Twitter, like
I
personally.
genuinely like the snake.
It's awesome, and it's like it says snake in Spanish, which I'm not even going to try to pronounce because
And the
serpentine,
Entes or something.
serpentine.
I don't know. I'm French.
Ray at us and correct us. I know you will.
You can, we'll give you
But
permission.
mansplain how to pronounce that word.
And Bo Bichette just hit a home run.
Oh yay!
Beat the Yankees 2-1. So there you go. Live updates.
Their City Connect jersey is amazing. And then people are talking about, are they going to trade? This is the thing, we're getting near the trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
As a newly formed Tigers fan, who has apparently the organization has traded away every All-Star and future Hall of Famer in the whole MLB, it feels like came through Detroit at some point and they got rid of them.
Yeah.
I know that's not true, but there have been a lot of really good players that they just straight ass traded away.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying we're getting Nelson Cruz?
Me, I am getting very. It's kind of changed my perspective a little bit because obviously you can't keep all your prospects for eternity, and you have to trade people, and you might want that big piece that changes everything. But also, what are you willing to give to get those big pieces?
Yeah. And I don't know anything about farm ranking systems right now. I haven't followed any of that. I know the Pirates have like number 5, and I only know that from the radio. So,
But like I know like the Braves apparently have a good farm. We're super deep in the outfield, one would think, but then also look who we're putting on the field right now. Like I'm like, who do we have to trade? Like
I feel like we have 337,000 outfielders, but only 5 that we pick from. And I
right.
get like I'm sure Drew Waters is not ready yet. I mean, Pache struggled, but like give a kid a chance. Fuck, especially this year.
He can't do worse. Anyway. So do you trade to build the future, or I mean, is that what you say when you're next to last in the AL Central? You just go, we're going to build a future because they're talking about trading Matthew Boyd, so who's like one of our pitchers, but he's getting a little bit older. He'll probably come to the Braves. I don't even know why I'm talking about
Older?
this anyway.
Yep.
By older I mean my age, so whatever.
Well, in sports years.
Did you know that pitchers used to have to pitch underhand until 1883?
I did know that.
Had to pitch underhand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they still can. So again, we need to bring Alexander and that chick from Alabama. I think they would look great in Braves uniforms, honestly.
Honestly, they'd look so good, especially when we change up our whole thing and do new colors and everything. They'll look so good. They'll be great.
So good. And also, from 1867 to 1887, batters had the right to request if they wanted a low or a high pitch.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine Tatis sitting there telling Bauer, okay, I want it about chest level, please?
He probably like, here's it at your head.
Right. Like, but
oh, weird.
I guess it started, I mean, as a gentleman's game or something. They were probably a lot nicer back then. Again, they also had like Lizzie Borden and stuff back then. So
there was maybe some mean people back then, but you know.
Well,
sure
and
they're
that's a good thing that I'm sure they don't have stats on, but maybe someone can find them who has more time than me. But like, you could request a lower high pitch, but like, how often did they just not give it to you and were like, "Oops, it slipped."
yeah, that's true.
And then
That's
is
hard.
it a ball if you're like, "I want a low pitch," and then they pitch high?
Probably not.
So I
So
also didn't realize until Trevor Plouffe's podcast Sequence, and then also watching way too much Little League this year, how important pitch sequencing is. So,
yeah,
how can you do that if the batter's telling you what to throw?
yeah, it's basically like I wonder. Well, I guess the catcher could still say like what pitch to throw, but
That's
like
basically like coach pitch.
kind of. Here, put it right here. I got it. Just put a T out there at that point, honestly. Oh,
Basic.
speaking of stats from bygone eras, I was on Baseball Reference today, and I don't know if they did this today or the past couple days. It's been a few days since I've been on, but they have a big banner at the top that says the Negro Leagues are major leagues, and they have, that like box where they have the random players every day. They have a Negro League box and a other league box, like just the regular historical box. So I thought that was awesome. They're like, because we knew they were gonna do it. They announced that months ago, but
Yeah.
I hadn't really seen any of it yet. So they must have
I
like,
hope Hank's number keeps going up because everyone says Hank has home runs out there that have not been counted.
yeah, well for sure. So
So,
awesome.
oh, and I completely threw my boyfriend off his rocker when I was talking about the pitcher, the female pitcher we had talked about who struck out Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth.
Hmm. Was
What?
that Dottie or oh shoot, who was that?
It was either Dottie or Peanut.
Peanut. That's who it was. It was
I
Mamie
think, yeah,
Johnson.
it was Peanut. But like, he was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they underestimated her. That's what happens when you underestimate your competition."
Bet on women.
So, um, yes, bet on women. And if you'd like to bet on when our next show will be up, you're welcome to it
Good
because
luck.
life happens, yo.
Yes, it's whew,
We'll
busy bitches.
try for Tuesdays, is what we'll always aim for.
We're
But life
trying.
happens.
But hopefully we will be up next. Well, the pod will be up probably tomorrow. I'll try to get on YouTube tonight. But we'll see whenever you guys are listening to this. Who knows? Um, but we are also on Twitter at Mansplain BB Pod. Our individual accounts are Braves Ashlyn, Braves Emily, Braves Marla, and Instagram is the same for all of those. We are also on Facebook, the YouTube channel, and our Patreon is patreon.com/mansplainbb podcast. If you would like to really bet on us, you get early access to stuff and like behind the scenes and that kind of stuff. Um, and we'll be posting more too. So once we get a little bit more consistent, once hockey
Summer is
season's
hard
over.
with vacations and visiting family and kids out of school. Summer's
Yeah.
hard.
It took exactly 3 hours on her first day of summer vacation for my kid to go, I'm bored. So that's where I'm at. But anyway, we're trying, and I do TikToks sometimes that I usually also post to Reels. If you don't like TikTok, they also go on Instagram. Um, and yeah, that's basically we're everywhere. So
Everywhere.
can't escape us.
But we also have Mansplain Hockey elsewhere.
Mhm.
We're kind of winding down with that because the Stanley Cup playoffs are here, but we are still doing it through the playoffs.
Mhm.
So if you're a hockey fan, just listen to today's was only like 20 minutes. So that's a little shorter version for you. Like that's like more like a when you're running pod, not when you're walking pod. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Um, I only say that because I had to break my run up into two different sections today because it was so hot.
Ugh, sounds awful.
It was awful. Um, but anyway, we will go and talk to you next week. Hopefully, all three of us are able to be in the same room at the same time to get a podcast out to you on Tuesday. But I'm not promising anything.
We will try.
We will try to. See you next Tuesday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.